and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
Looking for paint that actually lasts? Vista Paint delivers expert quality, rich color, and pro-trusted durability, backed by over 60 years of experience. From your home to your next big project, we've got you covered. Vista Paint, since 1956.
Harry Douglas here. Fellas, it's time to step up your grooming game. Manscaped just leveled up with the Lawnmower 5 and the Chairman Plus, two powerhouses built for unmatched precision, comfort, and control. Whether you're cleaning up before a night out, preparing for a big meeting, or getting ready for a game day, Manscaped has the tools to help you look and feel your absolute best. These aren't just old school clippers. They're engineered for modern men who take pride in their daily routine. So upgrade your grooming gear and experience the difference. And now you can find Manscaped products at your local Walmart.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo
Touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Talk about stepping up! Bang! Bang!
It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
It is Rams Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr, Sweet Tea, Travis Rogers. The DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show is on for your Wednesday. Here we go, the 12th of November. Andy Kamenetsky sitting in for Sweet Tea, who's on vacation, but DeMarco Farr is here, and Kurt Warner, DeMarco's former teammate, is going to join us in just a few moments. You know they won a Super Bowl together. I don't know if you know that or not. Meanwhile, we'll walk you up to coverage. Lakers play the defending champs tonight in OKC. Lakers Thunder. Coverage begins at 5 p.m. Right now, though, let's get to it. The DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show, your Wednesday right now.
Yeah, baby! What is up? What are you doing over there? You're usually over here.
Well, I was told sit here because you were sitting there, my friend.
That's what they told me.
Yep.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
I am all for you sitting over there.
Thank you very much. What is happening, AK? How are you?
Doing well, man.
Good to see you. I love your shirt.
Thank you.
Yes.
Keeping it classy.
I love that. I love everything about you.
Thank you.
Almost everything about you.
Thank you.
Almost everything about you.
Almost.
Everything.
You used to play sport?
There you go. Did you hear that?
What?
That was will.i.am.
You used to play sport?
We did how long was that interview with will.i.am?
27 minutes.
27 minutes. And he realized at the end that I actually played sports. And play it again.
So you used to play sport?
He took his glasses off and looked right at me and said that.
That was it's not quite at the same scale. And I think you'll understand what I mean by that when I finish. But Keyshawn was once in I think a suite or something with a guy that he was introduced to. And Keyshawn didn't know who he was, asked him, what do you do? He said, I'm in a band. Keyshawn said, oh, that sounds great. Best of luck to you. That's awesome. Keyshawn later found out, man he was speaking to, Bono.
Oh, my God.
From U2.
I'm in a band, huh?
He had no idea who Bono was.
You know what? That does not shock me because of DeAndre and Laura. DeAndre thinks I don't know who Biggie is. You know how upsetting that is to me?
Again,
we will never come back from that moment.
I would like to say that I did not say he didn't know who he was. All I said that he was not going to be bobbing his head to it. That's all.
Who was in the room? Who was in the room? It was me, Trudell, and who?
No, it was you, Travis.
And Trudell.
No, it was Greg.
Greg. And he said they won't be bobbing their head.
Only Trudell.
Only Trudell. Trudell was in the room, right?
It is impossible to hear Hypnotize and not Bob your like my almost 80,
tell him that
my almost 80-year-old Midwestern white parents would hear Hypnotize and start bobbing.
I have the right to be offended by that.
Yeah.
And then today, she pops in.
No.
She asked me, "Do I know who Miguel is?"
Do you know who Miguel is?
Of course I know who Miguel is.
Not you. No, Andy.
No. I know who Miguel is.
But do you know who Miguel is, Andy Jimenez?
Is Miguel an artist that just goes by Miguel?
Yes.
I am aware of Miguel's existence. I don't know any of Miguel's music, to my knowledge. Maybe I do.
You do.
Knowing.
I'm sure you do. But my thing is, what DeAndre did was more egregious in my perspective. Because Biggie is like, it's Biggie.
Yes,
you
but
know what I mean?
Thank you.
Listen, DeAndre, I got your back. You didn't say that he didn't know him or whatever. Like
That's what I heard.
No, that's what you heard, but that's not what he said.
Right.
With Miguel, I'm just being careful and asking questions.
Whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
So you used to play sports?
See? Thank you. You used to listen to music? used to listen to Biggie? Max in the house.
Sir.
What is up, Max Shippee?
A little of this, a little of that. We've been walking on Tuesdays, and we've been helping each other stay on track, and you said, why don't you come and talk to people that you can't see?
Absolutely.
So I'm like, sure, let's do that. I'm used to talking to myself, and you said I can do more than that.
Every Tuesday we walk in the park, and we bring a kettlebell.
Are you part of... I don't know if it still exists.
The Get Your Ass Up crew?
Yeah, the accountability text chain.
No, we killed that. This is the Get Your Ass Up crew. He's a part of that one.
I jump around behind DeMarco while he's posting things on the interwebs and the social medias, if you will.
Has DeMarco ever been, with you, Max, very aggressive about the either morning walks or the fitness or whatever?
Yes. He is, but I usurp him a little bit of that because I'm part of the CrossFit community.
He owns a gym.
I run a gym and the rest. So
there was one time where this is when DeMarco and Travis were still in the morning, and I was working with DeMarco in the morning. And this was when DeMarco was just the king of the accountability text chain. And like he really was frankly drunk.
Every morning.
He was drunk on power, to be
Still
honest.
going.
Honestly.
He
reads one book from David Goggins, and the next thing you know.
Drunk is a good word.
Seriously.
Super seriously. He asked me, and what time did the show air then? I'm trying to remember.
9 to noon.
9 to noon. He asked me if I had worked out yet that
morning. I think that's a fair question.
It is a fair question.
Thank you.
No, fine. But I started to explain to him.
Did you work out today?
Yes, actually I did. I did an hour on the elliptical.
There you go. Okay.
But I started to explain to DeMarco, no, because I took my daughter to school and then went straight from school to here.
Right.
I had workouts blocked out for after the show. Like after noon, I was going to go work.
Right.
And DeMarco's like, all I hear are excuses. I'm like, these aren't excuses.
All that insecurity popped out. I just said, did you work
why do I
out?
need to wake up at 5 a.m.
Because that's the perfect time to work out.
You need to be on his schedule, not your own schedule.
I'm just saying.
I'm not working out with you.
Did everybody
Why do I
work
need to
out?
be on your schedule?
Hello, DeAndre. Hello, Laura. Did you guys work out today?
I did not work out
You
today.
did not work out.
No.
Are you going to work out today?
Most likely,
Yes. Most likely. See, that's an excuse right there.
Yeah.
I need a yes or a no.
So I even told you.
Is that aggressive? Is that aggressive?
Yes, it is aggressive.
Is that being a bully?
Well, for you, it was aggressive because I kept saying to you, I am going to work out.
I didn't believe
all
you.
I hear are excuses.
I didn't believe you.
DeMarco doesn't believe in the future.
I do believe in the future. Come on. Laura, did you get some exercise today?
I got my physical therapy in. So
Oh, you got your therapy in. Yes.
PT's important. You got to get
Yes. Your body's more beat up than mine, which is funny. Laura?
Your knee?
Your body is more beat up than mine.
You know, it ran a little bit.
A little bit. Went hard. We're going to
hard.
have Kurt Warner join the show pretty soon. They're going to let me know when he's on. So we were talking a lot about Matthew Stafford. When I'm in the gym, every TV that's on, they're talking about the Rams versus the Seahawks. This is a big, big clash coming up this weekend. And usually they dovetail into Matthew Stafford and these three letters that keep coming up. MVP. I think he is on a heater. Even Puka Nacua said this post-game. When you're on a heater like that, you allow certain things. So I think he's making a case for the MVP. It would be his first. It's kind of the only thing he hasn't done yet when you talk about Hall of Fame and all that sort of stuff. So I thought it would be great to get my former teammate and MVP Kurt Warner on to talk about Matthew Stafford's MVP stuff.
He's been really, really good. And to your point, like I'm looking right now, passing stats, like passing leaders right now in the NFL. He is currently fourth behind Daniel Jones, Justin Herbert, Drake May. But when you said
do they have 10 games or 9?
They have 10 games.
He's got 9.
So
right.
he probably there's no probably. He likely will pass all of them. But even if he hadn't, something I thought was interesting when you said it's about the only thing Matthew Stafford hasn't done yet.
Right.
That, I think, can weigh into how people vote this stuff because they will often feel like it's kind of like the Oscars. Like it's this person's time.
Yeah.
I think with Matthew Stafford, as compared to Daniel Jones having his first great year, Drake May still unestablished. I think he's going to be good, but he doesn't have the body of work. And Justin Herbert is good. He's still a good quarterback, but he's young, and I think there's still some people that need more from him. This feels like the year for Stafford, and Mahomes is right behind Stafford. He's done it a million times.
Yeah, if it comes down to Mahomes and Stafford, I think Stafford gets the nod because Mahomes has been there.
Yes.
It just depends on record and how they're playing. If Kansas City's still winning close and Stafford is putting up 42 points per game and 4 and 5 touchdowns, no picks, and the numbers are just like staggering crazy, he's going to get it. And I think he deserves it.
Sure.
And I said this, I don't know if you're in or out on Aaron Rodgers.
Nope, neither.
Neither?
I've been very out.
Completely out on Aaron Rodgers.
He's obviously great quarterback. He's cooked, man. You can just see it. He's cooked.
Well, the thing that I'm glad that Matthew Stafford's, I guess, his rise, or at least his MVP run, comes at the
expense.
The expense or watching Aaron Rodgers go the other way. Because the only thing that held him back, Matthew Stafford back in the day, was the fact that he was in the same division as an Aaron Rodgers. So
I mean, Rodgers was great. He was great back then.
Kurt says he's on right now.
He's on the video, but he needs to call us all.
Oh, should I tell him to call?
Yes, please.
Oh, there you go. Hold on. Tell him to call in.
Well, if he's watching, he probably
there you
saw
go.
that he needs to call in.
Yeah,
There
call
you
the
go.
number. There you go. Hold on.
the
Call the number. My dude.
Get it together.
Get it together.
Let's go.
No, I mean, what a story. Just going back to Kurt Warner. You guys know the whole story. They made a movie about him bagging groceries to NFL Europe, to Arena Football League. I remember
You were in the movie.
I was in the movie as a 6'5" dude with dreadlocks.
Yes.
We'll bring that up with Kurt.
Remember that look.
Yeah. Hold on. He asked me for what number. Hold on 1 second. AK, take over for 1 second.
Oh my God.
I'm just I can't picture DeMarco having dreads, because
I don't have dreads.
I'm so used to the Doc Rivers fade that I don't know if I can see him with dreads, man.
Why are you messing with the Doc Rivers? Come on, dude. You know what? I almost fired the barber, and he knows. He screwed my hair up.
You were over at my house. It must have been that day. He came back from the barber. He was doing laps around my living room. He's like, I can't take it. I can't take
sucked.
it. I can't take
Yeah,
it. I can't
man.
take it.
I hated it.
I mean, I do think you have more coverage right now, like more natural coverage than Doc Rivers.
I had to purposely tell him, leave some stuff on the top for me. Because I think he went too low the first time and didn't think I felt it, but I did.
So
and then
you have coverage, but it's kind of an illusion. You got to be careful with how you present it.
Yeah, I'm not. Was it Jaylen Brown? I don't use the hairspray stuff.
The Carlos Boozer.
The Carlos. Oh my God,
Jaylen
poor
Brown.
guy. There you go. Laura has been on that Jaylen Brown thing for 2 weeks.
Because we didn't talk about it, and now we talked about it, and I'm still clowning him.
It's like Usher. You won't let that thing go.
Okay, first of all, Usher was disrespectful and rude. There's a difference.
She
Jaylen
hates
Brown,
Usher.
No,
I know this. Oh, I know. I've heard this story
This
many
is some
times.
pretty good passion coming from
Right
you.
here, yes. I love Usher. I love everything about Usher.
Sure, I bet you.
Yeah, but she has been
Some
pounding
things
this
not to
Jaylen
love.
Brown thing forever for some reason. I don't know why. We have been on a mission to out the guy that he has a receding hairline.
I mean, he outed himself by smudging himself all over the players.
It happens, but why do we have to broadcast it? The man's struggling.
It's broadcasted everywhere.
Well, I
Get him when he's
mean,
down. God,
it's on
honestly.
TV.
Should I have a sit down with him? Maybe he needs to
Thank
talk
you.
to somebody who's been through this before, who can explain to Jaylen it's gonna be okay.
Right.
You're like a hundred-ish millionaire.
Right.
You're worth 9 figures.
It's
You're gonna be
okay to let
just
your hair
fine.
go.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna be okay,
Max,
my man.
you're doing pretty good over there, right?
It's going back and further. I got a
Yeah.
5 head instead of a 4 head now, but
You got the McDonald's W working in there a little bit.
Actually,
a
you
little
got a Michael McDonald thing
A
kind
little
of
bit,
going.
huh? But, thank you for noticing. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
I think, he's answering my text right now, Laura. She asked. He will be calling in a minute, I hope. I hope he's not messing with me. I swear to God, I will show up at his house. I will. I won't.
You love Kurt Warner.
Oh, my God, of course I do. The only guy, and this is the reason I had him on. This was during the game in San Francisco as I'm watching Stafford go through the motions. No one is answering. I'm confused. Is this connected to video? Come here. I'll give you the number. You call him. Hold on. No, I love Kurt Warner. I said this on the broadcast when Stafford was just lighting it up. I said he may be the best quarterback I've ever seen in a Rams uniform.
flip it up.
And I had to stop myself. I did. Because the best guy I've ever seen throw a pass in a Rams uniform is Kurt Warner. And I've never seen a guy more courageous than Kurt Warner. Like the stuff they were asking him to do. Like the basis of the greatest show on turf is basically 4 out with 5 blocking. So your left tackle has to be that guy. We had that guy in Orlando.
I was going to
Pace.
say you had that guy.
We had that guy. But you also have to trust him because if somebody gets clean, he's going to get hit.
Well,
if they send the blitz, he's going to get hit.
Well, it's also, too, I would think, and I know this is just part of football and everybody accepts it as part of the deal, but for Kurt, the idea of you have to trust it.
Yeah.
He got his job because he saw somebody get laid out. You know what I mean? Like
Rodney,
Trent Green's injury is what led to him getting the job in the first place.
I never asked him that. I never asked him how he felt when that actually happened. I know how I felt and how we felt, but I never asked him how he felt when he saw Trent go down. That's a good question. You should ask him that.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to know that because we thought we didn't think the season was over. We just thought it was going to be a little bit tougher because we had everyone else. We had a great
the idea of you have to trust yourself because all of a sudden this is your moment to do something. Like this may be your only opportunity to prove you can play in the NFL. So you have to trust yourself, but then you also have to trust the idea of this line that I don't want to say allowed Trent Green to get hurt, but something broke.
Oh, you got him
to where Harrison could get in there. I never even thought about the idea of you have to trust your line. You have to trust everybody.
Kurt, are you there?
I got you.
My man, there he is.
What's up?
Kurt Warner, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. We were just reminiscing about you and talking about the day Trent got hurt and you took over as quarterback for the Rams in 1999. I've asked everybody. I know how I felt in that moment. I never asked you. How did you feel in that moment when you saw Trent go down?
Well, I mean, I think it's, variety of emotions. Obviously, being friends with Trent and knowing his journey and, that this was his moment. I think you're disappointed for your teammates and you're disappointed for him. While at the same time, you're excited for, your opportunity. It was a long journey for me and had been waiting for it. And so to get this opportunity, never want to get it, via injury of another player. But I was obviously excited that this was going to be my moment to showcase what I could do and prove to myself and hopefully everyone else that I could play at this level.
We were just talking, Kurt, about how this was your first real opportunity to do this. And the Dodgers, for example, we just saw that reliever, Will Klein, have the performance of his life in relief, but also this really may end up Will Klein's one moment to really show he can do something at the major league level. We'll see what happens. Were you cognizant at all in that moment of this may be my one opportunity? I have to seize this.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, there was a long time where I wondered if I missed my opportunity, because I was in camp with Green Bay right out of college and didn't make it there. And some things that you go, man, I wish I would have maybe done that a little bit differently. And so, to get another chance when I'm 27 years old, and then obviously 28, that year, there's no doubt. I don't think anybody else was given a 28-year-old rookie an opportunity to play. So I was very cognizant of the fact that this was it. And I was also cognizant of the fact that I probably wasn't going to get a very long leash, knowing, I should say not knowing anything about me, nobody in the league, nobody around the league, nobody really in the organization, what I could do at this level. And feeling like we, with what Trent did in preseason and the way we looked in preseason, that we had a pretty good football team and Coach Vermeil, everybody feeling like he was on the hot seat. I also knew that I probably wasn't getting very many games to prove it either. I was going to get maybe a couple to show, something that would excite them and say, okay, this guy can do it. But yeah, I was aware that was going to be my one opportunity, big picture. And I was also aware that it was probably going to be a short-term thing if I didn't prove very quickly that I could lead the team.
I'm looking at a picture of you in St. Louis. You got the 13 on, the white. It's the white, the uniform. You're looking downfield. It's just like, wow. It feels like a dream. I can't believe that actually happened. But we have the hardware to prove it. It did happen. 1999, you won the MVP. And the reason I had you on is because the current Rams quarterback, Matthew Stafford, is balling out of his mind. and I told you this, I texted you this. I had to stop myself on the broadcast as he's filleting San Francisco. Maurice and JB asked me, what do you think of Matthew Stafford? I said, I think he may be the best quarterback I've ever seen in a Rams uniform, and I stopped right before I said it. Let me call Kurt to get his opinion first. Am I allowed to say that now? Because I've never seen anything like this guy. Tell me what you think of Matthew Stafford right now.
I mean, he's phenomenal. And there's no doubt that you've never seen anything like it, because I couldn't throw a football the way Matthew Stafford can throw a football. There's things that he can do with that football that, I only dreamed of doing. So he is a special player, playing at an extremely high level right now. I think the best he's ever played, which is saying something with everything that he's accomplished in his career. But it is fun to watch. You put him with those two great wide receivers, and I even mentioned it last week. You put him with Coach McVay, who I think is so good and so creative within what they want to do schematically. That again, I don't want to take anything away from Matthew, but he makes some things easier on the quarterback, and he makes some things easier scheme-wise for what they want to do and the success of their guys. So it's fun to watch these two guys together. I'm really excited about what the possibilities are with this football team, because it's not just, him and the two. I mean, they've got a really good football team across the board. So I'm really excited about, who they are and what they could accomplish this year.
If they can fix the kicking game, it looks like they might have. I think you might be right. They're on to something special. But just real quick about Stafford, 14 touchdowns, no picks. That's the last 4 weeks. Now, when you talk about guys, I guess, what did you say, Andy? It's their year to win the MVP. Did you have any idea when you were on your run that there was a such thing as an MVP? And, how do you build your candidacy?
I mean, I wasn't worried about it, that's for sure. I think we were all aware that there's an MVP, but I was just worried about, winning games and staying in that seat. That was all that I concerned myself with that season. But I think the candidacy it has a lot to do with your team. As much as we know it's an individual award, it has a lot to do with your team. Very seldom does somebody win the MVP when their team isn't successful. So I think it starts there. I think it starts with, being able to, to put some things on tape that kind of separate you from other guys. So whether that's, this run here when you talk about touchdowns, interceptions, and things that nobody's ever done before, when you do things that nobody's ever done before, that's part of it. I watched Drake May play in this first part of the season. And every week you watch him play, he makes a special deep throw, like a difference-making deep throw. And those are the things where you talk about like NFL moments or NFL plays, because, it's what do you do that hangs in the mind of, the voters specifically, but people that are watching. I think about, I think it was, last year with Josh Allen, where he had that late run against Kansas City to beat Kansas City, on a fourth down situation, running over a couple guys and getting into the end zone. And it's moments like that that I think, kind of etch your name or your performance in the minds of, of those people that are voting. And that ultimately separates, I think, MVPs when you have a lot of great candidates. I mentioned Drake May. How about Jonathan Taylor? I got to watch him in Germany. I mean, he's having an incredible season as well. And I know, the MVP doesn't go to running backs very often, but probably should have gone to Saquon Barkley a year ago, or, strong consideration there. And Jonathan Taylor, I think, is right up there at the top of the class with Matthew right now for this. So, and he's, and he has those kind of same, wow moments just about every game. I mean, we saw the 83-yard, touchdown run the other day, when they needed it to kind of seal that win for the Colts, and they're one of the best teams in the AFC. So that's really what it comes down to. And then it comes down to putting it together for 17 games, because we've seen lots of people that are in the running for MVP through the midway season and not even in the talk when the season's over.
True.
And so the ability to be consistent and continue to kind of show up in the same manner week after week for 17 weeks is ultimately what's going to separate one of these guys.
Yeah, I had forgotten until I took a look at your Pro Football Reference page, Kurt, that your years in Arizona, you played till you were 38, and you actually were 7th in MVP voting your second to last year in Arizona when you were 37. So I
think he was better in Arizona.
Well, yeah, actually, DeMar is not just saying that because you're here right now, Kurt. He was saying that actually
I think I've said that to you. I think you were a much better quarterback in Arizona. You were a finished product by the time you got there.
Okay, speaking of, and I know this is an offbeat question for our general demo, but I don't care. I grew up in St. Louis back when there were a St. Louis Cardinals football team before they eventually became Arizona.
Yeah, he's old.
Right. Well, I'm old, but I also experienced decades of some of the most pathetic, awful, mismanaged football you can imagine. So, like, when you guys and your particular teams went to, you won games, you went to the playoffs, you went to the Super Bowl, you guys might as well have been like the Patriots from my perspective of a Cardinal fan growing up. Like, it blew my mind to see the Cardinals in the Super Bowl. What type of reception do you get from Cardinals fans? Because I think everyone thinks of you most as a Rams, but you accomplished something for the Cardinals that has never been done before or since.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, I think it's recognized that way. When you think and talk about the Cardinals in any way, shape, or form, you talk about, that kind of 3-year run and what we were able to accomplish, and obviously going to the Super Bowl, which they had never done. I always joke, like, when I came to Arizona, nobody expected anything, from me because of, how things had played out at the end of St. Louis and then with the Giants, and nobody expected anything in this organization. They were the losingest team of the last 5 decades in the NFL. And so nobody expected anything of us together. And that's what made it so cool and so special. And I think, connected with so many people, in this community. When I first came here, it was, we always joke that a lot of people in Arizona are from other places. And so when I first came here, everybody wanted to be a hometown fan, and it would usually take 5 or 6 weeks. And then they'd be like, okay, I'm done with the Cardinals. I'm going back to, the team I grew up liking. We couldn't hold on to them for an entire season because they just never had success. And I think we turned a lot of people into full-time Cardinals fans during that time. And just talking about playing, of course, I think I grew as a player, had to do more as a player. I think, when I was in St. Louis, obviously we were extremely talented. When I got here, I had to do a lot more for us to be successful. And you guys talked about that second to last year when we ended up going to the Super Bowl, and I think I very easily could have won the MVP that year. Our team kind of fell apart down the stretch, kind of what I'm talking about, DeMarco, in terms of what has to happen. We were really good, and my stats were probably better. I think Peyton won it that year, and my stats, I think, were better than Peyton. But, we lost a number of games down the stretch, and our team kind of fell off, and that goes a long way in determining who's going to win these things. So that will be a determining factor down the stretch, I think, with Matthew and, whether you look at Daniel Jones or Jonathan Taylor or Drake May. I mean, they're, exceeding expectations right now, sitting at 8-2. And so I think where these teams go down the stretch will have a lot to say in who ends up winning the MVP.
We actually have a Cardinal fan in the building. One. Reese.
Two.
There he is. There's one. And he got so geeked when you were coming on. Like,
I'm serious. Yeah. Like, Kurt converting people into Cardinals fans in its own right, that's more impressive than winning a Super Bowl.
I might agree with you, except I like the guy that won the Super Bowl. Who was that coordinator? Was that Haley that you were with?
Yeah.
Okay.
In 08, yeah, it was Todd Haley. Yeah.
Okay, because that was the first time I'd actually seen you mad. I'm seriously, like, when I'm watching you on film or watching you on TV and you're coming off the field and you're screaming, I'm like, Kurt doesn't yell at people. He must be mad about something.
Not very often. Todd had a way of bringing that out in you.
Yes.
In a good way, in an affectionate way. Todd was one of those guys that wanted to be great, and he pushed you to want to be great. And so
it worked.
He had no problem, especially with the guys that he knew, like myself, like, it wasn't going to bother me from the standpoint, like, man, I wasn't going to hold it against him, or wasn't like, stuff happens in the middle of a game where you get fired up and you get after it a little bit. And so, yeah, I mean, my kids always talk about that too. They'll pull up that video every once in a while because I was pretty even-keeled most of my life and career. But every once in a while, that competitive side
You never spilled over.
Talking to Nick Sorensen.
Yes.
Remember Nick Sorensen?
Of course I do.
Yeah. And so I was just talking to him the other day at the Cowboys game. He's coaching there with Dallas. And he just told me, he said, the thing I'll never forget about you was how competitive I was. And, not a lot of people, you saw it on the racquetball court a little bit, but not a lot of people saw that side in me, because I tried to keep the even keel, and you didn't see me yelling and screaming and getting fired up, out on the field very often.
Yeah.
But I was a pretty competitive guy and wanted to be successful and wanted to win and wanted to help my teams win. And maybe I was a little bit older at the time and a little more crotchety at the time when Todd got on me, and I got on him a little bit back. But that was inside there. It just didn't. I didn't want to let it materialize for everybody to watch on the sideline very often.
You didn't cross a line. I made sure. I read your lips. You didn't say anything bad there. By the way, Kurt can shoot. Andy does the Lakers Locked On podcast, so he talks about basketball all the time. If you need a corner three, it's Kurt Warner.
Ooh.
So when he talks about
the
that,
Lakers could use a corner three. Like the Vando thing's not working out.
But he would hit one on you and wouldn't say anything. He would just stand there and look at you.
How's that jumper these days, Kurt? I mean, for real, they could use a guy who can hit a corner three.
Jumper's still good, but I mean, I don't know how much I can run back and down, back and forth down.
Well, they don't run back and forth defensively either, so you'll be fine.
Any defense right now. So
we'll just play half court.
You'll fit right in.
Threes.
We used to have the no running, no jumping league. Basketball. We used to do that for minicamp.
That sounds good.
There is a question from the floor from DeAndre, one of our producers. He is an Eagles fan, and he loves football, and he also loves what you do on Twitter with study ball, like breaking stuff down. So do you mind if he asks you a question about the Eagles?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead, DeAndre.
So seeing how the Eagles' offense has been lately, we understand that they had the 10-7 victory against the Packers, and everyone's kind of pointing their heads toward what's going on with the offensive coordinator and Kevin Patullo, and how the routes are very basic and A.J. Brown's not getting that many looks. How much is this more on Jalen Hurts of him missing reads, or is this more on the offense and how the schemes are very basic?
Yeah, I think it can be some of both. Here's the thing that I would say, DeAndre, the first thing is that they've been running those simple, basic concepts for years, and they won a Super Bowl with those same concepts. So this isn't something new that this year, okay, they're playing a different brand of football. This is what they've been doing for a number of years. Now, the reason it was so successful, obviously, it was because they were built on running the football, and they were built on forcing people to stop the run and add extra guys to the box, which leaves one-on-one on the outside, and a lot more simple concepts can be successful because you have Devontae Smith and you have A.J. Brown and you have all these great playmakers on the outside. The difference this year is their offensive line is not playing as well. They're not running the football. They're not getting the big plays running the football. And so not having that success running the football is, forcing them to lean more on their passing game. And their passing game, hasn't been, overly developed in terms of, creating more creative, routes and concepts and figuring out different ways to use their guys and put them in different spots, because they've always said, hey, this is what we've been successful with. We're going to keep doing this because we believe we can be successful. And then I think, beyond that, to go to Jalen Hurts, he's shown us that he can make every single throw on the football field. But where I believe Jalen struggles a little bit more than other places is when he has to get beyond his number one receiver. Because, again, he's so used to, they stack the box. AJ's one-on-one, Devontae's one-on-one. Let me pick my guy and throw it to him. And when, teams aren't doing that and they're forcing you to get beyond your first read and go through your progressions, that hasn't been something that he's had to do a lot, and that's not something that he's necessarily great at right now. He'd rather, run and create and make plays that way. And so I think it's a handful of things that are going on now. But, I don't necessarily just place it on the coordinator, because it's a different coordinator, although we all know calling plays and rhythm of games is always different. But I don't look at the plan and the scheme and say, oh, my gosh, this guy brought in a terrible scheme. It's the scheme that they've been running for years and had great success with. It's just this year they're not dominating up front, and it's forcing those issues to come more to the forefront.
Talking with Kurt Warner, Hall of Famer since 2017, my former teammate. Still my teammate. I still love you. You still love me, right? I'm your favorite teammate, right?
Just not as much as Matthew Stafford. That's okay, though. That's okay.
Come on, man.
I won't hold that against you.
Dude,
I'm not going to hold that against you.
The no-look passing. Come on, bro. I mean, you were the most courageous quarterback I've ever seen, but God, Lord.
Are you stepping out on Kurt Warner? Are you stepping out on Kurt Warner, DeMarco?
Matthew got a big old butt.
Who needs a no-look pass when you could just make the pass with looking at it? Like, why do we need the no-look pass?
Bro, he's making these safeties and linebackers move. It's unbelievable what he's doing. I told him I would rough you if I played you. I would have to.
He's phenomenal. Like we were talking to Devontae when we covered them, overseas, and he said, this guy's the best manipulator of defenses that he's ever been around, and there's no question. He does a great job with his eyes and his body. Obviously, like you said, I mean, he can make throws without even looking at them, and he makes them consistently. He is. He's extremely gifted. And it's fun to watch. I mean, I love watching him every time out as well, and what he can do, and just sit back like I think most fans and go, okay, what's he going to do today? What's he going to do that we've never seen or that nobody else in the league can do? Because he's got the capabilities, and I even don't know if people appreciate it as much because you really have to sometimes go back and watch and go like, oh my gosh. He's looking over to the sideline, and he made that 20-yard dig throw on the money to Puka, and you wouldn't even know that he wasn't looking at it. So I think he does stuff every week that, that I just sit back and admire because he is so gifted with what he can do with that right arm.
Okay, so last thing before we let you go, and you're the perfect person for this. You mentioned Devontae, you got Puka, you've got some tight ends that are on the rise. I think Terrence Ferguson is going to be a weapon, like Brock Bowers. When you have to spread the ball around to guys that all think they want that need the football, like you had Isaac, you had Torrey, you had Anquan, you had Fitz. How do you reconcile that as a quarterback to keep everybody happy at the same time? Because that's what Stafford's going through right now.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, he's got the respect of everybody in that locker room. And I think it really starts there to know that, he's playing at a high level and he's doing what he's supposed to do to help the team win. As much as those guys want the football, just like our group all wanted the football, they respected the fact that, they had other good players and that we were being successful. Where it gets hard is when you're not successful. And then it's like, give me the ball. Like, if we're not going to be successful, give me the ball, put the ball in my hands, and I'll help us to be successful. So that's the first part. But, having that respect, Matthew can simply go back and do what he's supposed to do with the football. And so whatever the defense dictates, I'm going to play that game and I'm going to throw it to the right guy, which he's doing. But B, he's got enough playmakers that he feels good that whatever the defense dictates, my guy's going to make a play for me because I've got enough playmakers out here that I'm not worried about that. I don't have to force it to Devontae or Puka because the other guys don't have my confidence. Those other guys have his confidence as well. And it's so nice, just like, when we had our group, like he got, Puka and Devontae, and you can say, okay, this is what they do best. We can put them kind of at the forefront of what we do. And so now these other players become your number 3 type guy, your number 3 type option, which gives you a great matchup against the other team's number 3. And that's where you start having success is that, your number 3 is better than their number 3. Oz is better than their number 3, or Ricky's better than their number 3. And so for me, it was really, what's the defense tell me to do with the football? And I've got full confidence that everybody's going to win and be successful as long as I do the right thing with the football. And then I think ultimately we'll all be happy. And you remember when we were playing, I mean, there would be games that Isaac would get 8-9 catches, and then there'd be another game where he got 1 or 2 catches. And, it was Torrey's turn or it was Marshall's turn. But it would always come back around. And at the end of the year, they all had 80 to 85 catches. They all had, 12 to 1,500 yards. And we were winning games and being successful. And all of them were, fully content, with having good seasons and being successful with the team. And I think that's the key, with Matthews. Just keep doing what you're doing. Get the ball to, who you're supposed to get the ball to. Keep winning football games. and everybody's going to stay happy.
Yeah, I don't care what we do as long as we got the win at the end. Kurt, man, thank you for joining us, bro. Really. And do me a favor. Will you please start to look bad? You're aging in reverse. You're starting to look better as you get older. Yeah.
And gray hair, getting old, but trying to hang in.
My man.
As much as possible. I heard you guys talking about your walks and your CrossFit. I'm just trying to stay active.
You saw me in London. I look pretty good, right? I look good. No?
You look good, man. Yeah.
He's fishing now. He's fishing.
I'm looking for a compliment. One compliment. No?
Hey, you just keep doing it, right? You just keep moving every day. You just keep doing something every day. And
validate me, Kurt. Validate me.
He can't lie. He can't lie, my man. Thank you, Kurt.
No. Hey, man, I'll probably see you this weekend.
I'll definitely – big game this weekend, right? Oh, my God. I can't wait for this Sunday. Yeah, this is going to be massive. Yep. I will see you at SoFi, my man.
Sounds good. All right, buddy.
Thank you, sir. All right. Good stuff. That was Kurt Warner, my guy. Yes, I was fishing for a compliment. He looks great.
Dude, that hair
He made way more money than I. All he does is work out and do study ball. Yeah.
And put product in his hair.
Put product. He does not put product in his hair. Does he? Anyway. 2 big-time heavy hitters meet this Sunday. We just talked about it. Can Stanford and the Rams get it rolling against Seattle? I think they can. That's next on the DeMarco and Travis Afternoon Show with Andy and Max on 710 ESPN.
This is the Southern California Kia Dealers Rams Report.
Here's Travis Rogers.
The Los Angeles Rams are 7-2 after an emphatic 42-26 win at Levi Stadium against the 49ers. It's the first NFC West win of the season for the Rams. It's also the first NFC West loss of the season for the 49ers, and it sets up an absolutely epic showdown in 1 week at SoFi Stadium when the 7-2 Rams will take on the 7-2 Seattle Seahawks. That could be the difference between who wins the NFC West or not. Matthew Stafford absolutely on fire. The first quarterback in NFL history with 4 passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions in 3 consecutive games. And with that win for the first time in Matthew Stafford's career, he is a 500 quarterback, 115-1 in his amazing career. The Rams are firing 4 in a row for LA. The Seahawks up next. With Wednesday's Rams Report, I'm Travis Rogers.
The Southern California Kia Dealers Rams Report, driven by your Southern California Kia dealers.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the new 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
History lives in the Lakers. Kobe, Magic, Kareem, all the greats. And with LeBron James and Luka Doncic, we are witnessing history being made right now. The excitement never ends, and every bounce, every bucket, every moment seems to only get more exciting. You can catch every Lakers moment from way back then till now at the official Lakers YouTube channel. Get the sickest, latest highlights, in-depth behind-scenes access, historical moments cemented in time, and more at Lakers YouTube. And subscribe now.
I'm pretty easy to shop for. If it's in Morongo, I'm good to go. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Shop till you drop. You can use your rewards points to shop top brands in our ballroom Black Friday. Noon to 10 p.m. the 28th.
Number 2.
There's over $1 million in progressive jackpots at slots and table games.
And the number 1 reason.
Bret Michaels Rock the World Tour. November 21st. Only at Morongo.
Morongo. Good times.
Support comes from Clean Power Alliance, providing 3 million residents and businesses clean electricity options. Southern California is our home. It's the air we breathe, the sky we share, the communities that connect us. Every day we have the choice to make a change. On every road, with every light we turn on, we can choose clean energy. Together, we power potential. Change is electric. Learn more at cleanpoweralliance.org/changeIsElectric.
Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles is a powerhouse in pediatric surgery? They perform nearly 17,000 surgeries a year, from high-tech robotic procedures to the most delicate operations on newborns, led by one of the largest surgical teams for kids in the country. With national rankings to back it up, CHLA brings all-star skill to every procedure. So when your child needs surgical care, turn to the team that's in a league of their own. To learn more, visit chla.org.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom school designs that let everyone know who you root for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing snacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN. 1 free year of Perplexity Pro and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank, N.A.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
You're hanging out with the Rams Super Bowl champ and Sweet Tea.
You got my back. Come on.
No, I don't.
You got my back on
let
this.
Let me be very, very clear.
Yes,
I do not have your back.
More DeMarco and Travis right now.
There we go. This was popular in 1999 when we won the Super Bowl. This song was on every day in the locker room. Love this song. Smash Mouth.
Earworm for sure.
Earworm. It never goes away, right?
Gets in there. Won't go away.
I love it. Yes. Laura, what is on tap?
All right, on tap today on ESPN LA, the Lakers are in Oklahoma City tonight, getting ready to take on the defending champs. The Toyota Lakers countdown with Beto Duran begins at 5 p.m. with the tip-off at 6:30. Hear it for your afternoon drive on 710 or in crystal clear digital audio on the ESPN LA app. Thanks to Michelob Ultra, a superior taste worth playing for, official beer sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. Please enjoy responsibly.
We're going to get all up into that game pretty soon, right? Yes, this is going to be fun. The defending champs, they've only lost once, right?
They've only lost once. They kicked the crap out of the Warriors last night.
Smashed them.
They are on the second end of a back-to-back, so hopefully the Lakers have that going for them, although it was not a particularly difficult night for them.
We're going to get into that, but they're banged up, second night of a back-to-back, and they're still favored by 7.
They are still favored by 7.
That's how you know they're good. Really, really good. All right, so Max, real quick.
Oh, God, what?
Your character, you were on The Young and the Restless.
Yeah, I was. This is really good for sports talk.
I'm just curious.
We're going to talk about
what was the name of that character again?
Graham Bloodworth.
Graham Bloodworth.
Graham Bloodworth. Yes.
Did you use your voice or did you use a different voice?
I used my own. He's baiting me.
Of course I do.
Right now? He's baiting me.
The guy can do so many voices. Can you do the guy from Maine, please?
Oh, God, I never heard a Maine accent. Have you ever heard it before?
A Maine accent?
See, I've never heard it when he did
Boston, like there's a Quebec thing going on.
Yeah.
If you ain't never met anybody from up there, it's something kind of different when you're up there. And them guys are all Patriots fans up there. They got good Red Sox and Patriots, and go down and see them Celtics from time to time.
You sound like a guy doing a Smucker's commercial.
No, I ain't doing Smucker's. Well,
he's got the waiters on.
Yeah. Of course you do. You ain't ever been cranberrying down there in Rhode Island? That Rhode Island's where they get on them down there.
I've never been cranberry. I don't even know what that is.
No, it's really good down there. You should go check her out. Yeah.
So every now when we go on these walks, all of a sudden I'm talking to him.
He likes walking. Early in the morning, he gets up. He's calling people. Someone come here and walk. I usually go hunting when I'm walking out early. He's out there just going for a walk for no damn reason.
He won't let me off the hook either. He just keeps going and going and going.
He's like, we're out here for calories. I'm like, I'm out here to get something. What the heck's going on here?
Talking about calories, it's National Happy Hour Day today.
Is it National Happy Hour Day?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that means we all go out to a bar tonight, right?
I have to pick up my daughter after school.
I mean,
I gotta get her home.
We could, slide one in there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
14, why not?
Just
Happy
eat.
hour.
Just eat a little bit. Eat a little bit. I am so geeked about this game this weekend. Have you been to SoFi yet?
One time. You invited me.
I did invite you to the game. What game was that?
I don't remember.
You don't, yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah, I think we won the game.
Yeah,
I think we did.
It was, yeah.
This is going to be massive if they get ahead of Seattle. And people think, DeAndre knows, you think Seattle's actually legit.
I do, yes.
Based on what?